We all know the big brands. Mention smoke and most people think to Lagavulin or Laphroaig, but if you've been in the whisky world for a while, you know that some of the best value comes from smaller houses. So here are some suggestions from us which offer really good bang for your buck.
So for those who don't know, that smokiness comes from peat, decomposed organic matter that's dug up from the ground and burned underneath the barley to impart a smoky flavour.
The enthusiasts watching, you'll be glad to know that every suggestion on this list is non-chill filtered and natural colour.
So let's open with a slightly more well-known classic, the Port Charlotte 10-year-old. The village of Port Charlotte actually sits 2 miles down the road from the Bruichladdich distillery, which was famously brought back to life in 2001 by a group of visionaries who wanted to do things a little differently. While Bruichladdich is often unpeated, they used the Port Charlotte name to honour a lost distillery that closed its doors back in 1929.
It's not the cheapest 10-year-old out there, but it offers a lot of value for money. Bottled at 50% ABV, it has a really rich, oily texture and a slightly more elegant expression of peat compared to something like the Laphroaig. I think for that reason it's one of the best value options on Islay right now for high ABV.
If you're looking for a Lagavulin killer, we'd suggest the Lechig 10. So this is from the Tobermory distillery on the Isle of Mull, and it's become the ultimate insider alternative to the big Islay brands. Founded in 1798, it's one of the oldest in Scotland, producing 2 distinct spirits, an unpeated malt called Tobermory, and this, the heavily peated Lechig, which was the distillery's original name.
What makes it special is its very specific 46.3% ABV. That little bit extra proof gives it a heavy, savoury, almost industrial funk. It's a powerhouse of a whisky that punches well above its weight, perfect if you like that more traditional peat profile.
If you want to try something a little bit more fresh, we'd suggest the Lag Kilmorey. Down on the southern tip of the Isle of Arran lies the much newer Lag Distillery. It only opened in 2019, built specifically to produce the heavily peated Arran water that the island was famous for during its first distilling days in the 1800s.
It's a brilliant example of how a newer distillery can offer massive value. It's bottled at 46%, matured exclusively in first fill bourbon barrels, and has a really high quality profile of charred citrus and heather smoke.
Finally, we have the Torrevey Alt Glen. This is a fairly new distillery on the Isle of Skye, and it demonstrates what they call well-tempered peat. For nearly 200 years, Talisker was the only distillery on the island. That changed in 2017 when Torrevey opened inside a converted 19th century farmsteading. It was the dream of Sir Ian Noble, who spent decades trying to bring a second distillery to the island before his passing.
What makes it so elegant, despite its whopping 77 ppm, is a very tight heart cut during distillation. This strips away the aggressive medicinal notes in favour of a subtly floral, savoury smoke. It's a great option if you want to get into peat gently. The big names will always have their place, but these 4 options show you don't have to spend a fortune to get a really high integrity, high ABV dram. If you had 50 or 60 quid to spend, which peaty whisky would you go for? Let us know in the comments, and if you want to see more similar content, don't forget to subscribe.